I'd like to call to order the March 25th, 2024 regular city council meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, if you will.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
City Clerk Deaton, let the roll call show everyone is present. And we'll move on to approval of the city council minutes from March 11th, 2024.
Make a motion.
Councilmember Bogert.
I'll support.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. No bills this evening. So we'll move on to approval of the agenda. Councilmember Dill.
I'll move the agenda.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion regarding the agenda? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Moving on to tonight's consent agenda, which basically consists of approval for the use of volunteer park for the Kiwanis Easter egg scramble. For a motion to approve the consent agenda, Councilmember Kurtzwell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move the consent agenda as presented.
I'll support.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. Tonight, we have a special event. Tonight, it gives me great pleasure to present a proclamation to the South Lyon Area Creek Cleanup Committee, the organizers and the volunteers. You want to take a picture? I'll take go ahead and take a picture now. Okay. Go ahead. You just get everybody in here? Here you go, Larry. Hold on to the other half. There we go. Thanks, Lisa. Whereas 2024 marks the 20th annual South Lyon Area Creek Cleanup and Earth Day event, and whereas local volunteers, including council members, board members, commissioners, and scouts have been participating in this event, this annual event, in recognition of Earth Day since 2004, and whereas the cleanup of debris allows for the free flow of stormwater within the Huron River watershed, and allows the city of South Lyon streets to remain clear of water and reduces the possibility of flooding during storms. And whereas the South Lyon Area Creek Cleanup and Earth Day event has been and continues to be an important part of the community, contributing to the beautification and health of our creeks, streams, and waterways. Now therefore, I, Stephen B. Kennedy, Mayor of the City of South Lyon, on behalf of the City Council and the entire community, offer congratulations to the South Lyon Area Creek Cleanup and Earth Day event and its volunteers on providing 20 years of service in keeping our creeks, streams, and waterways clean. Thank you very much.
Yes, from its humble beginnings when we were just a few boys from Troop 228 and to where it's at now, we're lucky to have 99 people show up for last year's cleaning. And hopefully this year will even be bigger. We are expanding so that we are moving out all the way to Grand River. We're picking up parts of a little bit of Livingston County, a little bit of a lot of Oakland County, and a little bit of Lyon Township. So we're moving out because we're going to have more people, and we want to make more of an impact on what it's doing. I've seen a big change over the years because when we first started, we'd find big things like refrigerators or tires or television sets that people were throwing away. But I believe what happens is people see the change. They know that there's a difference. They don't see the trash, and so they're more respectful. And I think it does help us in a big way to encourage young people for community service. So that goes a long way to improving our atmosphere of good citizenship. So It's a great program. It's a win-win-win-win. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ledbetter.
Thank you.
We'll now open the floor for public comment. Anybody has something they would like to address the council regarding? 2-minute time limit? Mr. Ledbetter, you had something else you wanted to talk about?
Yes, I do. Yes, and another area that we're involved in is the barn project for the depot and for the historical museum. We're going to have a spaghetti dinner as a fundraiser at the VFW Hall on the 10th day of April at 5 to 7 o'clock. My pastor from the Family Life Community Church, Mr. Tabby, Reverend Tabby, is going to prepare from his traditional Italian sauce. So he's going to have a real good meat sauce, and we're going to have some that's non-meat sauce. We'll have some good sauce, but we're planning to have spaghetti and salads and bread, so breadsticks and garlic bread, and so it should be a nice meal. And the church is providing help for us, but we're getting closer. We're working on that project to get enough money to put that barn in. It's a big task, but we really want to see it happen. We're pushing along. Money's coming in, trickling in a little bit at a time, and the barn committee, and we're still trying to get it done. So wish us luck. And now come out and have some spaghetti.
Mr. Ledbetter, before you go, just if you
Yes,
could
sir.
give your name and address
Oh,
for the city
yep.
clerk, if you would.
I'm sorry, Larry Ledbetter, 11343 Clovis Point Drive, South Lyon.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and close public comment. And we'll move on to discussion of downtown with DDA Director Nate Mack.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, council. First off, the indoor winter market season wrapped up this past Saturday. It was another good season. We didn't have quite as strong of attendance as we had last year, but we're still looking to do more with that this upcoming fall and winter. Now, as we shift our attention to the outdoor market season, we've got about 5 spots left for opening day, and then we're also planning a couple of events around the farmers market on June 1st. Doing a food truck rally, hoping to potentially close portions of Lafayette for that, and that's just because we've gotten so much response from food trucks. I want to try and do something for them. And then on September 14th, potentially hosting an art event as well. So we'll be reaching out to the Cultural Arts Commission to work with them and bringing some more art to the community. Last week, myself and DDA board member Abe Ayub went to the Main Street Oakland County Summit at the Executive Office Building in Waterford. During that time, Main Street Oakland County member community shared our successes. I was able to talk about the social district, as well as the grant money for the park as successes for us, which was nice to share that for South Lyon. I have a brief update on the installation of the EV charging stations as well. I was informed by State Charging that they're going to be some time yet. They're currently working on coordinating how they're going to get power to each of the 5 locations with DTE, so I guess that's taken longer than what they had expected. And then finally, Radish Productions, the group that was in town, you may have saw them a couple weeks ago. They were filming at Corner Social and by Brian Olenders at the State Farm office downtown. They're going to be doing another commercial. The first one that they did was for Veteran Services, the PSA for Veteran Services, and this one is going to be around motorcycle awareness, so motorcycle safety. They're working with the state to do that, and they have a contract for that. So with that, I'll be open to any questions if anybody has any.
Any questions for Mr. Mack? This is Councilmember Kurtzwell.
Thank you. Have you had an opportunity to order the flowers for downtown yet?
I've spoken with Duke, Donahue Farms, excuse
Yeah.
me, and we're on the schedule for them. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, just wanted to check. Okay, thank you.
Very good. Thanks, Nate. Moving on to the fire chief report. And tonight we have Fire Marshal Moynihan filling in for Chief Thorrington.
Good evening, Council. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Brad, and I'll be filling in tonight. To date, we are at 291 runs for the year. Just a quick update with the smoke alarm program. We have a pretty long waiting list. We were waiting for the federal grant to come in for our smoke alarms. We got them, and so far this year we've installed 40 smoke and carbon monoxide combination alarms, along with 28 battery only. We are currently planning the open house. Pretty much have a lot of the details set, waiting on the date to get closer. The date is Saturday, May 18th, from 11 to 3. There's going to be some changes this year. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get the sprinkler trailer again this year, but we're going to add some different things. One of the big things we're going to add is a can drive for Active Faith and fill up the bed of the fire truck and the police truck. And then we're looking at adding maybe a scavenger hunt for the kids with fire safety messages involved with that. And currently we've done about 16 plan reviews for new businesses in the city so far this year. And that's all I have.
Any questions for Fire Marshal Moynihan? Thank you very much, Brad.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Moving on to the police chief report with Chief Bakke.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Council. Just got a few things tonight. Just received a check for just over $1,000 from MMRMA for a leadership grant, a RAP grant. It was for Lieutenant Seeland's new executive in chief school. So we go through that once they get to that level once they get to lieutenant or higher. Also put in for another grant for, I put in for a grant for his school, and we just got a check for our leadership class for our sergeant, Sergeant Ron Barber. So we just got that money in, and I'm putting in for another one, just which is going to be equal amount to just under $1,000, around $900. So hopefully we'll get that as well. We did host the Citizens Police Academy. Councilmember Bogard was there. Appreciate it. When we spoke about use of force and patrol operations, it was a packed house. So it looked like everybody enjoyed themselves. It was very informative. At least I think so. I was the one talking about it. So. But I always enjoyed it. It's the first time. It's the first time I've been back in 5 years to do that. So I actually had a good time. So had a lot of fun with that. The city manager, Patricia, and I went down to MSP North on Thursday the 21st to talk about the disaster relief, the Chapter 19 funding that we're supposed to get. Now it's in Patricia's hands to fill out the paperwork to get it back to them on the 11th of next month. We'll go over the paperwork to make sure that we got all of our I's dotted and our T's crossed, so we're making sure we're going to get our funds from that. FEMA's no longer here. They were here for 2 weeks. I didn't get any reports as far as how many physically came into our recovery center here from FEMA, but I know that there was a lot of online stuff, and there was a lot of people coming from outside the jurisdiction that came in and spoke with them to ask for assistance. So hopefully everybody was able to utilize that resource and help out our citizens around the area. So, and that's all I got for now. If you got any questions.
Any questions for the chief? Councilmember Bogard.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, so I was at the Citizens Academy training, which happened here in South Lyon, and I really enjoyed it. It was really interesting to understand the process of escalation, and both you and Officer Walton really did a good job.
Thank you.
So I'd like to acknowledge you.
Yeah,
for
I
that.
kind of jumped back in. Like I said, I haven't done it in a while. I'm like, oh, I'm a little rusty. But, it was a lot of fun. I enjoy it. So, thank you.
Yeah, and just one other thing. I was talking to Sergeant Fott, and he mentioned that there may be a need for staff on the force.
Yeah,
Mistaken?
currently right now we have one in the academy, and we are looking for another one as far as an officer. We have it on our MCOL's website as well as on our Facebook. I did some recruiting. I went to Oakland Police Academy 2 Wednesdays ago. Spoke with they had 11 pre-service people, So I actually went down there and spoke with them, showed them our benefits package and our salary to see if anybody else would be interested. I was told that one person was interested, but we're yet to see him file an application with us. But yet we're still, it's very challenging here when it comes to this line of work that we're in right now, and everybody's competing against everybody to get quality people to do this job. But we've been fortunate in the past. It's kind of trending this way, but we're still working on it. And like I said, I got every confidence that we can find and fill those positions. Yep.
Just to echo what Councilmember Bogert mentioned, I did talk to a couple of other participants in that Citizens Police Academy, and they said you guys did a great job. So
Good. I'm glad they enjoyed it. Like I said, informative, kind of entertaining, but main thing is informative. And thank you for that.
thanks a lot, Chief.
Yep.
No unfinished business, so we'll move on to new business, which is number one, purchase of a new roll-up garage door with motor operator for the grit room.
Good evening, Council, Mr. Mayor. The South Lyon Water and Wastewater Department is requesting the purchase of a new roll-up garage door with operator for the grit handling. The current door and motor operator are originally to the plant, which dates back to the early 1980s. And it has deteriorated over the years. This garage door allows access to the grit removal hopper, and it's essential to daily operations. The door continually falls out at half-open position, making it very difficult to access the grit room. This can be purchased from this year's budget as a capital improvement under line item 592-557-972. After reviewing the bid, we recommend the purchase and installation of the roll-up door with motor operator from Overhead Door Company in the amount of $11,830. Supporting documents, I have three attachments. First one is a bid sheet with quotes, second, picture of the existing door, and the third, picture of the new door. Possible courses of action: approve or not approve the purchase of a new roll-up door with motor operator for $11,830.
Councilmember
I have a question. Do you want a motion first?
I'd like the motion in a second, then we'll open up for discussion. Councilmember Wogert.
I'll second.
I'll read the motion.
Motion to approve the purchase of a roll-up door with a motor operator under line item 592-557-972 from Overhead Door Company for $11,830.
Second?
I still second.
Now we'll open up for discussion. Councilmember Duke.
Thank you. I just have a quick question. I'm not even sure if it's for you or if it's for Paul, but do we ever consider, I know that sometimes when I'm reviewing bids at work, I know that they sometimes give local companies like an extra point or two. And I just noticed it was so close in here with a local company. Do we ever do anything like that?
Not normally, we look at the low bid, but we do look at, it was the local company. The Overhead Door Company, they do a lot of commercial work within the plant. They're very familiar with the doors, the operators, and that's probably what led me towards
Okay.
that decision.
I just thought it would be something we might want to consider at some time. Thank you. That's all.
Councilmember Hanson?
I actually want to echo what Ms. Dilge actually brought up. I noticed the South Line business, and the cost is like so similar as far as what the end of cost would be. It would be excellent to support a South Line business if it was a similar, yeah. So, thank you.
City Clerk Deaton, if you'll lead us in a roll call vote.
Moser,
Yes.
Dilg,
Yes.
Dibble,
Yes.
Kurzweil,
Yes.
Bogert,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Kennedy.
Yes. Motion carries. New business number two. Purchase of 14K standby generator for the water tower. And Mr. Beeson, you're back up again.
The South Lyon Water Department is requesting the purchase of a 14 kilowatt standby on-site natural gas generator for the water tower located on Mill Street. Currently, the water tower does not have an on-site generator, and in emergency power outages, department personnel must haul a portable generator to the site and manually connect to provide temporary power. An on-site standby generator equipped with an ATS, which is an automatic transfer switch, will allow a continuous uninterruptible power supply for lighting, heating, and the PLC at the water tower. This can be purchased as a capital improvement under line item 592-556-972. After reviewing the bids, we recommend the purchase and installation of a 4 kW generator from PM Technologies in the amount of $12,695. Supporting documents, I have 3 attachments. First, a bid sheet with quotes. The second, a picture of location of the new generator. And third, a picture and the specs of the new generator. Possible course of actions: approve or not approve the purchase and installation of a Kohler 14 kilowatt natural gas generator from PM Technologies for $12,695.
Councilmember Hanson.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase and installation of a Kohler 14 kilowatt generator under line item 592-556-972 for $12,695.
I'll support.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion or questions? Councilmember Hanson.
I actually had 2 questions. Based on the pictures, just to confirm, the generator will be within the fenced area?
The generator will be in fence, yes.
Okay, and,
The gas meter is outside the fence.
perfect, okay. And my second question was based on the price differences. Was there a reason why PM Technologies came in as low as they did? Because that,
They're all so they're Kohler.
Yeah.
It all depends who's putting it in. So PM Technologies, they also were part of the bid on a big generator too, so they handle all sizes, types of generators. I can't tell you why they came in. Each one of these did come to the location on site and look at, it's not your normal household hookup, so each one had their own idea of how they would do it, run their lines, run the power to the water tower. So I think that's probably some of it, but
that's all I had, thank you.
Councilmember Bogert.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Currently, without an on-site generator, if there's a power outage, is there still water supply?
so, yes, there is. So right now, it has a battery backup. It's a battery. And once the battery is drained, then we lose power to our PLC. I don't really want to get specific what's in the tower and what it powers and what, just for
Sure.
security.
Yeah.
But yes, we would lose power. And when we lose power right now, we don't have the beacon light. That is not powered by the battery backup, nor is it powered by our standby portable generator, or the portable generator that we take out. So the beacon light is a must. It's an FCC regulation. That goes out. We have to notify the FCC. It doesn't power the lights, and there's a repeater in there, and some other equipment. But yeah, once that power battery is drained, we are without.
Yeah, just curious.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Councilmember Kibble.
Is the heater that's in there electric, or is it gas?
The heater in there is electric, so it's a small portable heater that heats a small box that is a level indicator telling the PLC how much water is in the water tower itself. So they're small heaters. There's very little drain, at least power-wise, in there. So that's why we decided to go with something smaller, more of a household type than a commercial grade. That would have been almost triple this cost, and I don't think it's necessary. It hasn't had one because we haven't had a natural gas line there. That has been run. There's a new gas meter there. So we are all set as far as that is concerned. So
I think that was a big sticking point for many, many years, that there just wasn't natural gas there to have a on-site generator.
Councilmember Kurtzwell.
Thank you. What's your timetable? I mean, first of all.
These are available. These
That's what I
are
was gonna
actually
ask.
in stock, believe it or not, yes. Unlike the bigger generators, this one is in stock, and he could stage this within, 2 to 3 weeks and hopefully have it real soon. So there's some work that has to be done by our programmer. Instrumentation work would be separate, but it would have to be done with all of these generators. We want to be able to see this when it's on and what it's doing from our wastewater treatment plant. So they're unable to do that. That would be a separate, cost. But any of these would be a separate cost to have that sent to the wastewater treatment plant so we can see when it's running and what it's doing. So
Does that require a poured pad?
it does not. So some of these generators nowadays you can actually see on your phone. We're not going to do that. It's a dry contact type situation. That PLC inside the on the water tower is the brains, and it'll be connected with the contact to that, and that'll be able to tell when it's running, and it could even sense the voltage if it's a dropout. That particular water tower is not a 3-phase, it's a single phase, so it'll be just one leg that drops out. And it's unusual when that does go out. We'll see Knowles that has power, which is right down the street, but we don't have power at the water tower. So recently we've had some issues, obviously, with the weather, with power outages, and that is essential. It's a primary situation where we need to get power or standby power right away.
I think that's the key point right there, because that was going to be the next point I was going to make, is that where that tower is located is in the area of the city that tends to go down when there's bad weather.
Yeah, it's an unusual, that particular spot is unusual. We could have street lights on, but we don't have power at the water tower. There's no reason, no rhyme, I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
City Clerk Deaton, if you'll lead us in a roll call vote for that.
Kurzweil,
Yes.
Dilg,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Kibble,
Yes.
Moser,
Yes.
Boger,
Yes.
Kennedy.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ron. Moving on to new business number 3, set the budget meeting date.
Each year, the City Council sets dates for our budget meetings to discuss the upcoming year's budget. This year, we're proposing to hold our regular budget meeting where we'll discuss the proposed 2024-25 budget during the first week of April. The proposed dates are either Wednesday, April 3rd, or Thursday, April 4th. The budget meeting is usually held at 6 p.m., but most recently, we held a meeting that was at 5 p.m. I'd like to come to some consensus tonight on the date and time for holding such a meeting. Possible course of action is just to set the date and time for the budget meeting to discuss the 2024-25 budget.
Councilmember Dilk.
If we're discussing dates, I would be able to do the 3rd. The 4th I can do, but it'll be very difficult because I might have to be at work late that day. So the 3rd is the best for me, but see what everyone else thinks.
Councilmember Kurtzwell, you have a preference?
Nope, I'll go with the majority.
Councilmember Hanson?
I can make the 3rd so long as it's at 6 o'clock.
Councilmember Kivel?
I'm square with anything.
Councilmember Moser?
I'm good on the 3rd.
Are you good with both dates or just the 3rd?
I'm good with both dates, but I'd prefer the 3rd.
Councilmember Oliver?
The 4th would be preferable. I have the Citizens Police Academy, but I can be late for that if necessary.
And I can't make the 3rd at all, Paul. It would have to be the 4th. So can everybody else make the 4th? Then Lisa,
Yeah.
you got to do what now?
I just have to find out if I can get out. I have a all-day meeting that might also go into the evening, so I'll find out if I can.
Okay, that'd be great. Let's go ahead and set it for the 4th then.
And what would be the preferred time? 5 or
Sounds like if she's got to get out, we don't want to be moving it.
Well, 6 would be all right.
6 is okay? Okay,
I mean,
6
if I
PM
can
on the
get there,
4th?
yeah.
6 PM on the 4th?
okay, let's go with that. And,
So we just need to make that motion.
Mr. Mayor?
Councilmember Kurtzwell.
Thank you. I move to approve April 4th at 6 o'clock PM as the date and time to hold our City of South Lyon 2024-2025 budget meeting.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? City Clerk Deaton, if you'll lead us in a roll call on that.
Hanson,
Yes.
Moser,
Yes.
Dills,
Yes.
Dibble,
Yes?
Bogert,
Yes.
Kurzweil,
Yes.
Kennedy.
Yes.
Thank you.
Open up, I'm sorry, we're going to move on to discussion of the budget. Anybody have any comments or questions regarding the budget this evening? Okay. We will open the floor for public comment. Those wishing to speak need to provide their name and address and realize there's a 2-minute time limit. Seeing none, we will close public comment and move on to the manager's report. City Manager Zelnick.
Just a couple items. 318 West Lake Street, we closed on the property last week. The purchaser has already submitted their plans to the building department, and you can already see some survey stakes on the property, so they're getting ready for actually construction of that particular house. The road improvement program, the bids for Eagle Point and Brookfield subdivision went out this week, and will be due by April 16th. The project will be on the April 22nd City Council agenda with expected start date right after school lets out. I want to remind everybody that City Hall will be closed on Friday, March 29th in observance of Good Friday. And another item is with RSOC, the Resource Recovery and Recycling Authority of Southeastern Oakland County, are working right now on a pilot program for food scrap recycling, where it's actually going to be added to the yard waste. And we're seeing how this is working. Right now, we're testing it in Wixom, and we expect it may expand later on in the year or at a later date. I'll advise council, or if we advise residents, when something like that may be initiated in full force. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Councilmember Doak.
Thank you. Just piggybacking on what I said earlier, I don't know if this has to be an ordinance or if there's any way that it can ever be done, but I would be interested in seeing if there is some way that we could have some kind of a rule or something, that if a local company comes within a certain percentage of the lowest bid, that they get the opportunity to match or something like that, just so that we can give some consideration to local companies.
I think that would have to be a policy. I think you have to be very careful on asking if somebody would match, because then you would go to the other companies, and if they would go even lower, you want to consider that as well. It is, there could be a local business, and you have to find, is it actually City of South Lyon, is it Lyon Township, is it Oakland County, is it State of Michigan? So we'd have to define those things as well. And then there's got to be a really good justifiable reason, as Ron Beeson had just mentioned today, regarding a particular company. They are familiar with the plant also, so there's all those other factors. But to actually spend more money on something, there has to be some pretty good reasons to do so. So I think you probably have to lay out quite a few items within a policy to make those particular decisions.
Okay. I just think it's something interesting to think about. I've seen it before in policies with municipalities that say almost exactly that. If a local company comes within a certain percentage, they have an opportunity to match. It's their rule.
Okay.
So just something to think about.
All right.
Thanks. That's all.
Councilmember Bogert.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just saw a post today on Facebook about the swings missing at McHattie. Are they taken out for service, or?
They may have been taken out for cleaning, or they may have been taken out for maintenance, because they do have to tighten bolts and things like that, and they bring them back on for when the potential will be used within the spring. So I will check in that, because I saw that.
And also, we had an informal discussion about a different time for city council meetings, and it's my understanding the consensus was 6:30 p.m.
Then if you want to, I'll come back with something at another next meeting to discuss. We're setting the dates for a new city council meeting because we have to go through the process of republishing and let the public know. So we don't want to maybe take people away that normally could attend the meeting or are used to coming to the meetings. So we'd make sure that we want to get something like that out. But I will add that to the agenda if that's council's wishes.
Thank you.
Any other questions for City Manager Zelnick? Okay, moving along to council comments. Let's start with Councilmember Kibble this evening.
Really don't have anything, quite honestly.
Is that a pass?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosier.
I have nothing, I'm done.
Okay, Councilmember Bogert.
Thank you. On Monday, April 1st and Tuesday, April 2nd, the Salem South Lyon District Library will be hosting a blood drive from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Information can be found on their Facebook page. Also, no, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Kurtzwell.
First of all, I want to remind everybody that the 5th Annual Quilt and Fiber Arts Show actually opened up today, but the real big opening night is going to be Wednesday, March 27th from 6 o'clock to 8, and the show will stay up until Friday, April 5th. There are some incredible quilts out there, so if you're a quilter and you enjoy looking at some of the talent that we have in our area, please stop in and go into the atrium area and look at some of these incredible quilts. Additionally, please don't forget our wonderful Easter egg hunt, which is this Saturday in Volunteer Park. The activity started at 11 o'clock. Fire trucks, police cars, and yes, there'll be Peter the Rabbit there. The Easter egg scramble will start at noon. And last, I also want to remind everybody about the Roper Barn Spaghetti Dinner. It's going to be a sellout. I just know it, and that is on Wednesday, April 10th from 5 to 7. So there's a lot going on in the next couple of weeks in the city of South Lyon. You don't need to go anywhere. Stay right here because we'll keep you fed, we'll keep you happy, and we'll let your kids go on an Easter egg hunt. So it sounds good to me. Have a good Easter, everyone.
Thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember Dilg.
I think she covered it. I'm all set. Happy Easter.
Councilmember Hanson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I wanted to let residents and businesses be aware that over the past month, Larry Ledbetter, Suzanne Martin, and myself created a state of Michigan nonprofit corporation called the South Lyon Water Guardians. Now, this nonprofit will directly handle the South Lyon area creek cleanup and will give residents and businesses the ability to donate directly to this great event that we are holding annually. So we're hoping that with the support of the residents and the businesses, this community event will continue to help conserve and protect South Lyon area creeks, streams, and waterways by safely removing trash and debris, all located within the Huron River watershed. So if anyone is interested in making a donation, all checks or donations should be made out to the South Lyon Water Guardians, a state Michigan nonprofit corporation with 501c3 status pending, referencing your sponsorship of the creek cleanup. And again, the creek cleanup is April 21st from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. I think Councilmember Kurtzwell covered everything I wanted to say this evening as well. So normally, instead of looking for a motion to adjourn, I will be looking for a motion to go into closed session this evening. Councilmember Kurtzwell.
Thank you. I move to enter into a closed session for strategy and negotiation sessions connected with the negotiations of a collective bargaining agreement in accordance with MCL 15-268-1C of the Open Meetings Act.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. City Clerk Deaton, if you'll lead us in a roll call vote.
Kibble?
Yes.
Mosier?
Yes.
Bogert?
Yes.
Hanson?
Yes.
Dilg?
Yes.
Kurzweil?
Yes.
Kennedy?
Yes. And so now we will continue the taping of this proceeding and ask all those that are not involved in this discussion to exit the building, exit the auditorium here. And if you wish to rejoin us when we're done, you can wait out in the lobby there.